Hello, sky lookers. This is Kiera Stewart, and I'm going to explain the star life cycle of low and high mass stars. How many of you love to go outside and just stargaze, or look at the moon and whatever? I mean, I can't look at the moon because I'm visually impaired. I can't see nothing. Nothing! I was born that way. But how many of y'all sighted people, sighted dudes, sighted bros, sighted sisters, whatever? How many of y'all love to look at the moon and just relax while sitting there and just savoring how beautiful it is and looking at the moon phases and stuff? Well, I'm here to show you that stars have life cycles just like humans, just like water, just like any living thing on Earth, except, stars aren't living. But anyway, I'm going to explain to you the star life cycle. And you will be a star. Hopefully you'll be over the moon. You're like, what on earth am I saying? I have no space to put this in my head. Alright, time to get going. So, all stars start off as a nebula. All stars. Yes, no, not all star. All stars. All space stars start off as a nebula. And then for lower mass stars, I'm going to explain, if I can. It's called a protostar. Think of the show A Star is Born. The nebula forms a star. The star is born. You can write this down if you want. Or you can just cram it in your head like I do, which I probably shouldn't do, but whatever. Then after the protostar, our star is in this current stage. If you want to write this down, this will be a very important piece of information. Our star is currently a main sequence star. I repeat, not all stars, but our star, or our sun is a star. Our sun is in the main sequence stage. Our sun is currently in the main sequence stage. And then after the main sequence for low mass stars, you got your... Let's see if I'm getting this right. You got your red giant. Your red giant, guys. And then, once the red giant... let me explain what happens. All stars fuse two hydrogen atoms together. They all fuse hydrogen atoms, two hydrogen, and they make helium out of that. They don't have an infinite supply of those two elements, so they're eventually going to run out, which will form that red giant. And then that red giant will form an explosion. It'll kind of explode, and it'll turn into a nova. No, not a supernova. We'll get to that. It's a nova. And then eventually it will turn into a white dwarf. Did I get it right? Nebula, protostar, main sequence, red giant, nova, white dwarf. Yep, got it right. Alright, for high mass stars, again, all stars start off as a correct nebula. And then we have our protostar, and then we have our main sequence. But then this is different. So listen carefully. Please. Because it doesn't turn into a red giant. It turns into a supergiant. And then you were talking about this you were talking about this during the low mass stars. It does now turn into a supernova. It turns into a supernova. After that supergiant comes a supernova. And then you may all be thinking, well, Kiera, does it turn into a white dwarf? Actually, it doesn't. It turns into a neutron star, where all these charged particles are in there. Or, have you guys heard of black holes? Yeah. Or it will turn into a black hole where everything gets sucked in and nothing can come out. The gravitational force is going to be all like... but it's going to suck everything down. Eventually, our galaxy will be completely destroyed because gravitational forces will pull it into that black hole. If it's a high-mass star. I think we have a low-mass star, which is... I want it to be a low-mass star. So the white dwarf is the last stage of a lower mass star, and a black hole slash neutron star is the death cycle of a high mass star. Hope y'all like it, and next time you gaze at the stars in wonder, be like, wow, I'm staring at a main sequence star right now. Goodbye, sky fans!